Over the last few months, my comment section has been absolutely flooded by hundreds of you asking the exact same question. What device should I replace my Firestick with? People are mass migrating to other devices, and the name that keeps coming up over and over again is the Walmart ONN 4K Pro. Right now, it is looking particularly appealing with Walmart's release of the ONN 4K Pro 2026 model. On paper, I completely understand the hype. But before you pull the plug on your Amazon setup and try to track one of these down, there are some massive catches that a lot of reviewers are not mentioning. Today, we are going to look at the reality of making the switch, the new restrictions coming to Google TV, and what I actually recommend you do. Let us start off with the elephant in the room. Why are so many people abandoning Amazon? It comes down to control. Fire OS has become incredibly ad-heavy, but the real breaking point is the Vega OS threat. As we have covered lots already on TechVibes, Amazon is moving its future lineup entirely away from Android to a Linux-based system called Vega. What does that mean for you? It means zero sideloading of third-party APKs on future devices. For power users, that is a deal breaker. We also know Amazon has been actively blocking certain third-party apps on existing sticks, which is a perfectly valid reason to want out. But I do need to give you a quick reality check here. A lot of people are rushing to switch because popular third-party apps have stopped working altogether. Let me be clear, changing your device will have zero impact on that. Those apps have been completely abandoned by their developers, meaning a new box will not bring them back to life. Now, if you are leaving for hardware reasons, the limitation on the Firestick is obvious. If you want to expand a Firestick's storage or hardwire your internet, your TV setup ends up looking like a science experiment. Amazon is giving you a locked-down dongle. Walmart, on the other hand, appears to be offering something completely different. Enter the 2026 ONN 4K Pro. At a $60 retail price, Walmart has completely changed the design. It drops the old square look for a flat fabric-wrapped puck that looks exactly like a clone of the more expensive Google TV streamer. They have kept the physical microphone kill switch on the back, and the remote finder button is now built directly into the clickable fabric top of the box. Press it, and your remote under the cushion starts buzzing. Now, under the hood, they have swapped the old processor for the new M-Logic chip, paired with 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. On paper, it looks like an absolute beast. And this is why people are excited, because for years, Firestick users have been asking for the same basic things. More storage, proper ports, less clutter, and less messing around. ONN looks like it ticks those boxes. So, it has a faster processor, more storage, and a built-in remote finder. Case closed, right? Not exactly. There's a bit more to it than that. Here's the massive hardware reality check that a lot of reviewers are skipping over. First of all, I cannot actually physically test the ONN 4K Pro for you today because of regional availability outside the United States. The ONN is a US, Puerto Rico, and Canada Walmart exclusive. Importing one involves an absolute nightmare of shipping fees, inflated reseller prices, and import duties. Not mention having zero warranty if it breaks. But even worse, these ONN boxes are hard locked to their specific region. Many users are hit with a region unsupported error right out of the box, and have to use a complicated VPN workaround just to get the device to boot up past the setup screen. On top of that, not all international free catch-up apps are fully supported. But even if you live in the States or ignore the import nightmare, let us talk about how Walmart secretly cut corners on the hardware. On the original Pro box, you got a fast USB 3.0 port. On this new 2026 version, they have downgraded it to a much slower USB 2.0 port. Then there is the built-in Ethernet port. It sounds great, but it is still throttled at a basic 100 megabits per second. Because this box is equipped with Wi-Fi 6, the wireless speed is actually 5 times faster than plugging it in. So weirdly, if your Wi-Fi is strong, plugging in Ethernet may actually be slower. And for my power users, here is the absolute killer. Despite using a brand new powerful 64-bit processor, Walmart locked the operating system down to a 32-bit version of Android 14. This means some modern emulators and advanced third-party apps that require a 64-bit system will not work properly. To make matters worse, it completely fails to support Dolby Vision Profile 7, or lossless audio pass-through for local Plex servers. If you are trying to build a high-end local media library, this box is going to force your server to transcode everything, meaning you are losing that original high-fidelity quality. It is definitely not the cheap NVIDIA Shield alternative you were hoping for. So the hardware is not perfect, but let us say you do not care about emulators or Plex servers. You just want a clean device that is not Amazon so you can sideload your basic apps in peace. Well, let us not pretend Google TV is a wide-open utopia anymore. Google is actively making sideloading much more restrictive across their entire ecosystem. They are putting a new advanced workflow in place for unverified apps. This includes jumping through multiple warning screens, a mandatory device restart, and a 24-hour security lock specifically designed to slow users down before an app will actually install. You are essentially just trading Amazon's walled garden for Google's. It might look cleaner on the home screen, but the days of instant unrestricted sideloading on Google TV are rapidly coming to an end. So, what is the honest verdict from a user point of view? ONN is better than Firestick in the areas Firestick users complain about most, but it is not better than everything. First, if you are outside the supported regions, do not buy an ONN box. The import fees, the region locks, the VPN headaches, and the lack of local catch-up apps make it a terrible choice for a main television device. Second, if you only use mainstream streaming apps like Netflix, Prime Video, or Disney+, and your current Firestick is working fine, just stick with it. Moving to a new device is not going to change your day-to-day experience. However, if you are absolutely desperate to leave the Amazon ecosystem because you hate the heavy ads and the direction of Vega OS, look into certified alternatives like the main Google TV streamer. But finally, if you are a true power user, if you are sick of apps being blocked, and you want absolute unfiltered control over your hardware and storage, stop buying cheap streaming sticks altogether. Setting up a dedicated mini PC is the ultimate solution for your setup. Let me know what you think about these changes. Are you staying with Amazon, or what device are you planning to jump to next? Please make sure to like this video if it brought you value. Do not forget to subscribe to TechVibes for more updates. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. The final script is confirmed to be well under the 2,000 words limit. Everyone seems to be replacing their Firestick with an ONN streaming box right now, but should you actually switch? In this video, I break down why so many Firestick users are looking for alternatives, why the Walmart ONN 4K Pro looks so tempting, and the big catches that a lot of US-based reviewers don't talk about, especially if you're watching from the UK. The ONN 4K Pro has serious appeal on paper. Google TV, 32GB storage, 3GB RAM, Wi-Fi 6, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, built-in Ethernet, USB, remote finder, and a much cleaner looking setup than a Firestick full of adapters. But there are also some big warnings: UK import problems, region restrictions, missing UK apps, no proper warranty, 100 megabits per second Ethernet, USB 2.0, 32-bit Android limitations, and Google's own sideloading restrictions. So is ONN really the Firestick killer everyone says it is, or are people just panic buying because they're fed up with Amazon?